Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Armada official YouTube channel. My name is MightyEskimo6, and thank you for joining me today. Today we're in Napoleon Total War, where there's a 4v4 going on, and well, we're just going to get right into the battle. Compositions, as the Prussian musketeers are moving forward, there are plenty of Prussian musketeers on this flank. There are plenty of them over here. We got plenty of Prussian lancers. Tarkarsi's more lancers. The general staff is right there. We got Brandenburg Uhlans and more lancers. But we have also some more Prussian Fusiliers, foot guards. There are about 3-4 units of them. 3 units of them, and then we got some more musketeers. We got more Prussian Fusiliers. Looks like 3 units of them. That is one Prussian army. Now we're going to go on to the next Prussian army, which has Tawarsi's Lutzos Freikorps. I am just sorry, I'm butchering all of these names. We also have some foot guards and musketeers, plenty of them. Musketeers, more Prussian Fusiliers. There's the general staff, 8th Life Regiment musketeers, and 8th Life Regiment. We also have more musketeers, plenty of them, foot guards, and some more Uhlans. The Brandenburg Uhlans. We have the Ottoman Empire with a whole bunch of Nazim-e cadet infantry. There's the general's bodyguard. We also have some cadet rifles and some Scimitar guard. Over here we have Great Britain with some horse guards, and then their very specialized units, the 88th, the 42nd Foot, the Coldstream Guards, Sir John Moore. We have foot guards, horse guards. And then over here some rifles, 2 units of them, as long with another 2 units, so there's 4 units. Over here we have France. France has Chasseurs Cheval, General Staff, and so 3 Chasseurs de Cheval and 1 General. We have Voltigeurs, looks like 4 of them. We have the Polish Legion, Young Guard, times 3, Old Guard, times 2. That is France. France also has some units over here, more Polish Legion, 2, and then 18th Regiment, the Infanterie de Ligne, the Brave, more Polish Legion. And that is France. Their ally over here is Russia. They have Life Guard Foot and Life Guard, more Musketeers, Russian Jaegers, 4 units of them. Looks like 3 units of Musketeers, 2 units of Life Guard Foot, some Smolenski Life Guard, Uhlans. Over here is the general staff, more Uhlans mixed in with the Life Guard Foot, and Moscow Musketeers. Over here where the engagement is happening, we have Austria and Prussia going to duke it out. Prussia's Brandenburg Uhlans are going to possibly charge into these Hungarian Fusiliers. There are 4 units of them, or sorry, 3 if I can count. And as we can see, there is a charge, and men just go flying. I mean, that is like a good 20 feet or so. That's very fast, very far. Over here we have from Landwehr from Austria, more Jaegers and Hungarian Fusiliers. There were some that had experience. Over here's the general staff. Austria also has some Hungarian Hussars, 1st Hussars, 47th Czech, Hungarian Fusiliers, and that seems to be about it. More Jaegers and Hungarian Fusiliers are in the back. And then we have another Great Britain. We have plenty of light foot and just also plenty of foot infantry over here. Highland Foot, we got the Scottish, we have King's German Legion Foot, we got Light Dragoons, there's the general back in the corner, there's the Highland Foot, more Light Dragoons, Light Foot, plenty of Light Foot coming in for this battle, and regular foot. So that is everything. We're just going to go into regular speed now. So this English force is trying to advance, but over here the Ottomans are really engaging with Russia. Russia is deployed in some square formations, and Russia is firing down on these cadet rifles. Cadet rifles are being run down by some of the Russian Uhlans as well. They're not having a good time of it. Yes, they are indeed routing these cadet rifles over here. They're not firing, but they're being fired upon. So that is not good, but we do have some Prussian musketeers and foot guards possibly providing cover. Yep, there they go. They're firing muskets down into these Russian ranks, which trying to support their Ottoman Empire ally, but the Uhlans are just running them down. As we can see, they're completely out of the game. Those rifles over there. But over here we do have the Silatar Guard and covering some of the rifles. The rifles are also trying to fire, but there are more Cossacks coming in, and the musketeers are coming in as well. They're just shuffling, but a lot of this guy's force is just passive. We'll see how that works out, if any, for him. We'll see. Russia has gained control of mostly of that flank, now sending in the Uhlans over to help. These rifles are very exposed, and they're going to get run down. But over here, Prussia is advancing, and they're exchanging blows with Austria. Austria is they're fighting some of these Uhlans over here, the Brandenburg Uhlans. They're running these down. They're in the middle of chaos. It's really chaotic over here, actually. More of the Prussian Fusiliers are shooting Prussian musketeers, slightly losing. Looks like they're shifting away. They've lost plenty of troops. These Hungarian Fusiliers are firing as they retreat. This other Prussian army is advancing as well. Over here, that Prussia is also taking on all of this Great Britain troops, but then again, they're all quantity. It seems like this Great Britain force: musketeers, foot guards, lancers. Yeah, definitely. England is trying to wrap around this this Prussian force. The Lightfoot over here is definitely close, but these Prussians are in the midst of trees, trying to use the trees to their advantage. We'll see how that works out for them. Over here, Great Britain and France. These rifles are just fighting for their lives against the chasseurs à cheval. So, a whole bunch of trees. Not sure what's going on over here. 42nd, the Black Watch could easily fire in on these. Oh, there they go. They're firing on those Voltigeurs, but these Old Guard are firing upon the Black Watch over there, and more Young Guard is being brought up. So, over here we have the Polish Legion. They've deployed in square. Horse Guards are just running through them, but the square is good against cavalry, and it kind of broke apart, and cav are all around, and now it looks like the square is just breaking up, and they're just going into melee. But over here, the Polish Legion is coming in again. Another unit of Polish Legion. They're going against the Horse Guards of Britain. But over here, holy cow! Look at all these dead British troops. Good chunks of them, and we can tell they're British because they have a lot more red than blue, which France has more blue of. And France is definitely seems to be exchanging fairly well against this great British army. Great Britain Army. Young Guard is definitely doing a very good job. As we can see, there's a lot of white happening here, a lot of routing from Great Britain. And there is one unit running from Prussia. That is Prussian troops. The Ottomans are slowly advancing now, still in tiered formation. They have their line and then another line. Ottoman Empire is sending over one unit of cadet infantry. I'm not sure if that's going to help out, especially since England looks like it's completely surrounded, as we can see on the mini-map, completely surrounded and just being crushed. However, on this side, Prussia has advanced quite a bit. Ooh, there was a star there. How nice. But these Hungarian Fusiliers are exchanging with the 8th Life Regiment and some musketeers. The Prussia is falling back, but they do have these buildings. Well, they're kind of in some map control, but Austria has this high ground here, and as we all know, the high ground is very, very important. The Jaegers are moving around, trying to get into a different position. Prussian Fusiliers are firing on these advancing Hungarian Fusiliers. Another bit of routing from Prussian troops. More Prussian musketeers. They've routed this Great Britain Lightfoot unit. I mean, great positioning, and this one unit was just, or must have been out of position and just got caught. Over here, the foot has gained the high ground from Great Britain. Foot guards over here from Prussia. Looks like they're trying to fire overhead. One of the generals has died from Sir Frank. Looks like that was the British general on the left flank. Prussia is holding the line against these British fairly well. Musketeers are firing. Over here, the foot is in the trees. More routing. But England has, or sorry, Great Britain, technically, they've surrounded the Prussians on this flank, but the Prussians are holding the line fairly well. Over there is the general's staff. Light dragoons are advancing. Looks like they're going to go try and get one of these lancer units. Looks like this one in particular. We'll see how it's going to work out as they're charging in against these lancers. And lancers are, you know, they're meant to charge. That's why they have a lance. And the light dragoons doing a pretty good job just running down. And yes, indeed, there go the lancers. They're routing because they were charged and absolutely got brutally murdered. But now in come these lancers. Looks like 2 units of them, and they're going to charge into those foot units, and we'll just watch the charge, the counter charge from Prussia into these very exposed troops. In they go, light foot and foot just getting clobbered. I think that's what they were waiting for, the British light dragoons just chasing down that one unit, and now they're retreating. Now there is some more routing, but over here, the musketeers are doing some pretty good job. Ooh, the light dragoons over here, musketeers have formed square. Austria has plenty of, I mean, and that's a lot of horses. These musketeers are holding ground, but these musketeers are shooting, trying to help provide cover for their friendly units. More fusiliers, more foot guards from Prussia are helping rout these Hungarian hussars, but Hungarian Jaegers, oh, there's a good volley right there. These guys almost rout with the Hungarian hussars. Nope, they're routing. Now these Jaegers, upon seeing them retreat, they may or may not change or flee. But more Hungarian fusiliers are advancing, trying to help out. But Prussia over here is holding quite well against these Austrian troops. Sadly, there is this building in the way. They're not, I mean, unless they push the shoot through buildings, which I don't know. I don't think they can, because buildings, well, they're a giant solid wall. Over here, some Prussian hussars are probably going to, Hungarian hussars from Austria, terribly sorry. They're going to try and get around Prussia, but this Prussian unit has indeed formed square, so they are relatively safe. But these Lutzow Freikorps, they're going to go, they're going to go for the general snipe. Can they do it? I don't know, these Lutzow Freikorps. We're going to see what's going to go happen as the general staff is trying to get away, and one of them has been engaged. And so we'll see if anything happens, if the general will survive or not. We have musketeers coming in to help. Looks like 2 units of them. France all the way over there has not really advanced, and the Ottoman Empire is on its last legs. Russia's doing very well for itself. In come the last of the cadet infantry. Looks like only 4 units, or really 5 units are left, so not much, and the general's bodyguard. So again, not too much going on for the Ottomans. Looks like the Russia and France have done quite well, but France is not capitalizing on its completely free army. It looks like it's just firing everything at this one cadet unit, and this cadet infantry is going to do quite well. I mean, as they rout, wasting a lot of their ammo. Maybe that will come in to bite them. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But France has just wasted a lot of time, especially this unit over here. These units, they're far out of position, and another unit of cadet infantry is coming forward. We'll see what France is going to do. They did such a good job at cleaning up England, Great Britain, and now they're not. They're just sitting there. Maybe they're waiting for their allies to do stuff. But over here, the hussars and Freikorps are fighting. Musketeers might come in. Foot guards, nope, looks like they didn't need to come in. Alright, over here general staff has moved forward a little bit, but Austria is here, and they have done they're very close together. over on this hill, though, Prussian Fusiliers have gained the high ground. They're kind of in a square formation. They could spread out so they could be particularly more effective. Looks like they're just reshuffling the lines as Hungarian Hussars advance and charge into the ranks of these Prussian Fusiliers. Looks like some troops, yep, bayonets are, no, they're just shuffling as Austria is going to charge this little hill en masse. More and more of the actually over here, the general's staff down to 6. Not sure if the general is still, oh, there it is with this fancy hat. He's still alive, encouraging his troops to hold firm and charge and take the hill. Looks like they do take the hill. Lancers are charging in. Very good charge, disrupting the Austrian charge. We'll see how that works out. Foot guards are running around, probably trying to go after those Fusiliers. Musketeers over here, they were in position, and I don't see England anymore, or the Great Britain. I only see this one unit over here of Highland Foot, and they're routing, complete and absolute rout. I guess that's kind of what you get with bringing a whole bunch of basic foot infantry. But they were trying to go for quantity over quality, and it could have worked in the right circumstances and under the right general. Over here we do have the general from Great Britain. He's still trying to encourage troops. Austria's general staff is still around. The main bulk of Austria's force seems to be gathered in this one spot, which the 2 Prussian armies now have gathered together and are firing upon this. Over here is the general. If they could kill him, that would be a major blow to the remnants of the Austrian force. Let's just see what's going on. Are any troops shooting at him? Oh, yes, indeed. 3. This is the last one. Austrian general staff. The general, he flees. He flees the battlefield, and he is not going to come back because he is shattered. More and more firing coming down upon these Austrian troops. Austria is not looking good. Not at all. Over here, Moscow. Yes, Moscow. Russian troops. Russia's part of Moscow. But I have that backwards. Moscow is part of Russia, of course, but over here, Russia was trying to help out Austria, but Austria is kind of a lost cause currently. They're completely surrounded by Prussian troops. The general staff going to try and come in from Great Britain. They're fighting to the death, trying to do what they can, but these foot guards, and musketeers, and here come more foot guards as they're marching forward. Gonna clean that up very nice. Over here, looks like Russia has done a good job at cleaning up the last of, there is some still holdouts of the Ottoman Empire. Still holding out, and France is now on the move. In come the general's bodyguard, as most of the infantry has completely routed. In comes the charge into the Polish Legion, just punching through that Polish line. But now Voltigeurs from France are coming in, and they're going to cause many of that general's bodyguard to fall. I mean, firing close range. Yep, look at that. They're dropping like flies. And Allied generals killed. Yep, we can definitely see that was the Ottoman Empire general. He has died. So it seems to be a very 2-2 over there. The general is retreating from Great Britain. He won't be back because he doesn't have any more troops. And it's now a 2v2 versus the Prussian armies and France and Russia. So good turn of the tide. Both sides seem pretty even. France virtually unharmed, or very, very healthy indeed. Over here we have 2 units of the Chasseurs I have butchered that completely, and I apologize to any French speakers. The general staff, this is not Napoleon, but he's just riding at full speed trying to get to where he needs to go. But the old guard, young guard, all guards in the Polish Legion coming in. And also Russia is trying to form up its troops. Right now, I think the short-term advantage is in Prussia. If they can capitalize on this opportunity, they could try and scale some of these positions and take out Russia or France. The positioning, at least these 2 units, because they are completely exposed and Prussia is basically all together, both of its armies. So they could use that to their advantage as they advance on one section or another. France, however, does seem to be slightly more numerous than this army of Prussia, so they're going to have to definitely be careful. But over here, this Prussian force looks like they are going to do exactly that, what I mentioned earlier. They're going to try and take out these Russian troops. But over here, Russia knows this and is deploying some of its own lifeguard foot to advance and help out. Over here, 2 units of lifeguard foot and Semenovsky's lifeguard. I don't know what Semenovsky means. I'm not Russian. So if you want to let me know what it means, let me know in the comments below, because I'm not a Russian speaker, as evidenced by the language I'm speaking now. I only know, Spanish and English. That's all I know. So I apologize in advance. But the Prussian Fusiliers are opening fire, 4 units of them, going after these lifeguard foot. Russian Jaegers, 2 units of them are coming up. We have more lifeguard foot and musketeers. So Russia is trying to bring its troops forward, but they're shuffling around, giving time for these Prussian Fusiliers to fire. But there is a hill allowing them cover, so they're kind of just shooting into the hill, much to Prussia. They're just wasting ammo at this point. But over here, lifeguard foot, they're lined up and they fired. Yep, there they go. Since they have the high ground, it's easier for them to fire down. But these guys have just turned around, kind of weird. Russian Jaegers charging in, and Prussian Fusiliers taking full advantage of that and firing upon them. In comes that one last charge. And goes charge, and they're routing. Alright. Looks like the lines are being drawn up. Prussia does not want to engage just yet. They are kind of surrounded by the cheval or whatever. I'm trying to speak French. And they don't want to be surrounded and caught off guard by these horses in the back. But over here, Prussia is engaging French over here on this side, trying to make sure they don't go up and support this lifeguard foot. The general has used its rally ability. Prussia is trying to wrap around. Over here, we do have a unit of French horses, and they're probably going to go after that general staff, which could be a dramatic blow, very, very, very big blow to the Prussian forces in this current time. Oh, yep, and over here, plenty of it's down to 4. General is barely alive. We didn't get a death notification, but this one unit of French cav is causing havoc for these Prussian Fusiliers. These ones, I'm not sure what they're going to do. They're forming up, possibly going to fire in on those guys. We'll see what they do. Russia is bringing in its lifeguard foot, charging in. Looks like they're going to bring these guys in to punch a hole through this Prussian advance, and eventually going to try and wrap around Prussia in the rear. But these Prussian Fusiliers, they're not going to give in so easily. They're fighting back against, and they make them rout the French Justices of Cheval. They're routing. They may return because they're not shattered. They're only routed. No, they're shattered. They're not coming back anymore. Lifeguard foot from Russia is taking on musketeers and Smolsky's. Okay, there they go. Together they make that one unit of musketeers rout. Lifeguard foot have gaining position on the hill, ready to fire down on these Prussian troops. And as Russia, with their very nice uniforms, I might add, as they're about to fire down, and they fired. There they go. Many Prussian troops have fallen under the volley. Prussia is trying to hold this section, but France looks like it might just climb up and take it. So we'll see how it's going on. Over here, another unit of French horses supporting the Russian lifeguard foot. They're just causing havoc for these Prussian Fusiliers in the trees. And there is some routing going on. One of the generals, this is Russia with an R. The general is trying to do what he can, possibly snipe some troops in the back, but he's trying to stay safe. In he goes. Looks like he might go after those musketeers. Musketeers turning around and preparing to fire. And they fire, they do, but in comes the charge from the General Staff. General Staff does a good job. And yeah, we're at that point of the battle where they're running low on ammunition. This is very critical. More General Staff is fighting, and it looks like routing that one unit. This Prussian army is in precarious situation as Russia is gaining ground, routing. Okay, Prussian has routed that one force of France, of course, but Prussia is backed into a corner. Remnants of Russia is pushing up against the lines that are facing off of France. In comes Prussia. They're charging into the Old Guard, and someone is running, which is not good for the Prussians, but the Prussians have this high ground, firing down. Polish Legion is retreating. Looks like they may or may not be back. Foot Guards are holding on for what they can. Polish Legion reforming, trying to fire. In come the Young Guard, trying to support. In come more Young Guard. That looks like it's just a clash of bayonets. Man, it's horrifying. That guy just knocked that one dude like 5 feet away, and just like, usually if you just like push someone away, they just fall down not too far away, but that guy must have been pretty strong. More Foot Guards. Foot Guards coming in from Prussia. Looks like this Young Guard is going to lose because they're just simply surrounded. But in come the Young Guard. Looks like they're going to charge as these guys are reloading. Probably the most vulnerable time. Oh, something happened. Young Guard charging in. Bayonets were fixed. Fighting ensues. Close quarters. When you run out of bullets, it goes down to the bayonets. More Foot Guards coming in onto the Old Guard. In they go. And that's a charge. We'll see what's going on. Old Guard in melee. They're wavering, but these Foot Guards. Oh, Foot Guards routed the Old Guard. That is not good. We have a general here retreating. Ooh, not good at all. Not good for Prussia at all. Over here is the last Prussian general. He's gonna get sniped by the Russian Life Guard foot. And yeah, he gets killed right there from poor Kangaroo. He lost his general right there. But however, one of the generals was killed. This was France's general. The French general has been slain. And it's actually getting really close. The only general left alive is Russia's. I do believe I might be wrong, or if the unit is still around. Over here, we have some routing going on. Prussian Fusiliers are fleeing the field, but we do have plenty of musketeers and Fusiliers still alive. France is beleaguered. They have one unit of Voltigeurs still left alive. There's 59 against 28 Foot Guards from Prussia. There's also Polish Legion trying to go after these Prussian Fusiliers who are maneuvering. And that looks to be about it. Actually, Russia is the strength that is of that one of the French, Russian, Austrian, Great Britain alliance. We do have this unit of Voltigeurs. They're shattered. Very disappointing for France. But this Foot Guard, they're going to try going in. I'm not sure if these Voltigeurs have any ammo left. But if they do, it would be really good for them to just turn around and unleash one volley in. But we're going to see what they're doing. Oh yes, indeed. They're trying to reload as fast as they can. However, late 19th century, early 19th century technology, firearms took a while to reload as compared to our modern day technology. There was one gun that would go off, but Voltigeurs are fighting in melee against the Foot Guards. So we'll see what happens there. Over here, it is the Prussia is trying to reform. They have musketeers and 2 units of Prussian Fusiliers left, aside from that one other unit. It looks like the Voltigeurs are routing. This is now time for these Foot Guards to face off the Polish Legion. That looks like France's last unit, so it is down to almost a duel between Prussia. I can't tell who is who, like which Prussian force belongs to which Prussian force. but it might be just down to a 1v1 of very, very low ammunition, very low. Well, these guys are pretty high morale, so they're pretty eager to engage in battle, but there's very few over here. This is probably the... And there goes one Prussian unit. They're shattered. France is still in the game. They have helped out. Polish Legion now coming back to reinforce Russia. Russia, of course, as we know, is holding strong. They're the only ones with a general, I believe, but if not, they still have the general staff. I really can never tell who had, like, which one's the general, but I'm guessing it's this guy because he has the medals right there, and he's trying to talk, so he has that little bit of mouth movement. But I'm gonna, yeah, this is definitely the general. He's still alive. We haven't seen any death thing, so the Russian general is alive. That gives Russia an advantage. But no, what is Russia doing? Russia's lifeguard foot. They're being left alone. They're going to be sniped off by these Prussian Fusiliers. As they fire down, and there we go. A lot of those Russian troops have fallen, and they're shattered. They're not going to come back. These Prussian Fusiliers might have the numerical advantage. Actually, 2 units of French troops, Polish Legion and Voltigeurs, they must have came back. So good for France coming back, but there's only 3 units of Prussia left. Prussia is firing down on the general staff of Russia as Russian general is coming forward, knocking down plenty of the troops. Go that one dude. But which one is the general and where is he actually engaged in melee? Right here. He has killed that one dude, and we'll see if he can. If Prussia can kill the general, that would be critical, absolutely critical for the victory of Prussia. Looks like Prussia is retreating, pulling back his forces, not wanting to engage in such an open field currently. And oh no! Oh, Russia's general has died. Oh man, that is very disappointing. And now, as we can see more and more of the Russian troops, musketeers and lifeguard foot, they're going on even planes right now, supported by the French-Polish Legion. Now they're just trying to come up possibly all at the same time, but whoever advances first is going to have the disadvantage because of the... There goes a volley. And now these guys are having the opportunity to reload. They're not being fired on. They're going to take their time. They're going to be just breathe. That is those are the last, yeah, these are the last units, as we can see right here in this one angle. All of the units, Prussian Fusiliers, are going to try wrapping around and catching these Polish Legion in a crossfire, but French-Polish Legion are taking they're trading blows. They're not done yet. They're not done yet. These musketeers are in the back. They're currently waiting. Their company commander waiting. This is just a waiting game. Prussian Fusiliers firing down. Oof. Wow. So just for a quick note, all these Prussian troops have at least 1 chevron experience, and none of these troops have any chevron of experience. I'm not sure what the lifeguard foot is doing from Russia, but since the foot guards are slightly advancing, this gives an idea. And ooh, out of ammunition. If these guys still have ammunition, yep, now they're advancing forward just a little bit, because he who has ammunition controls a lot of, you know, the battlefield. Because if you have the guns, you're in charge. But now these guys don't have guns anymore. Technically, what they have are spears, because it's just a bayonet. I mean, yes, it's a bayonet. But now these guys gain another chevron of experience, so it's going to be very difficult to rout them as compared to the other units. Experience means it. Oh, that was a volley, but I don't think any one of these guys died. That was this unit right here. These Prussian Fusiliers are out. Prussia is out of ammunition, but they have the high ground. They're almost surrounded, and I think they're almost outnumbered. France, Russia, they might be evenly numbered. Oh, is Prussia coming in for a charge? It's the only thing they really can do since they don't have any ammo left. In they go. In comes the charge. Dang, Russia's definitely doing a pretty good. Prussia is doing a good defeat in detail section. They took out one unit of Russian troops, and now they're charging forward. Down came Prussia, routing the Polish Legion, absolutely shattering them. Now they can come in and help out against these musketeers who are trying to form square, but will it be enough to hold off the Prussian Fusiliers? Will it be enough as they're fighting to the death? These musketeers, these Voltigeurs have gained an experience, so now they're going to fight a little bit harder and a little bit longer as they are experienced. Musketeers now breaking out of their... Oh, Prussia's routing. This is not good. This was their 2 chevron unit that is now routed, and France Voltigeurs have routed, and Russia is also shattered. That was a very close game, down to 100 units. Here we go into the battle the armies. So Sir Frank, the British man who was completely destroyed by France, got 308 kills. Liviu, who was controlling the Ottoman Empire, had 585 kills. Kangaroo got 1,876 kills. Armed King of Rumelia had 2,188 kills. MD was leading France. He had 1,792 kills. Il Duce had 1,519 kills. Martyr, who led Austria, had 696. And Augsburger Panther, who led the other British force, had 841 kills. We'll go over to the unit statistics. The Brandenburg Uhlans killed 54. Foot Guards 172, 332, and 294. Lancers getting 103. Very good over there. Another one, so we got some Musketeers. They did 178 and 134, sorry. Another one getting 109. Getting 119. I can't even speak English. Prussian Fusiliers doing pretty well all across the board. 92, 111, 184, 151. And that is all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me in this glorious battle, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!